Okay, let's get into it. Today we're opening up the world of consumer gadgets to look at some aggressive advertising. Specifically, the GuardHouse wireless security camera. You've probably seen it advertised on guardhousecamera.com. The appeal's obvious, right? It's this tiny, easy-to-set-up camera with motion alerts, night vision, all for a low, one-time price.
And the huge selling point, the thing they really push, is no monthly fees.
Exactly. None of those subscriptions you get with the big guys like Ring or Arlo.
That model is really powerful. For you listening, it just sounds like pure savings. So our job today is to, look past that shiny sales page. We need to analyze the actual independent data we can find on the company's transparency and, well, the product's reliability. So when we start a deep dive like this, we always begin with the basic digital trust scores. And according to a service like Scam Advisor, the GuardHouse site, it isn't flagged as outright dangerous, but it scores only around 81 out of 100.
Which puts it squarely in that proceed with caution zone.
It does. It means it's technically secure, but something's giving the algorithm pause.
And that pause is so critical, especially when you're talking about a home security device. Trust is everything.
Right.
They do use a valid SSL certificate, so your payment info has that basic layer of security. But here's the thing.
The ownership.
The domain ownership is completely hidden. I mean, why would a company that sells surveillance equipment want to hide who they are?
It just pulls the rug out from under any real corporate accountability. If something goes wrong with that camera...
Good luck finding out who to talk to.
Exactly. It makes getting support or a warranty claim significantly more difficult because you don't even know who's responsible.
And that feeds right into the next problem we found, which is a big reputation gap.
A huge one.
You have a product that's advertised everywhere on social media, but there's almost no strong, verified review profile for the actual website on places like Trustpilot.
And what's so interesting there is the contrast, Scam Advisor looks at the technical trust. Is the site built correctly? But the missing Trustpilot data that measures the human experience trust. Did the product show up? Did it work? Was customer service any good?
And when a business doesn't have that, you're left relying completely on their own marketing copy. Well, speaking of the marketing copy, let's talk about the jargon they use.
Oh, yeah.
It's full of those over-the-top claims we've seen before. Things like extremely long battery life.
The classic military-grade quality.
And those limited-time discounts that just seem to reset every hour you're on the page.
Look, military grade is basically code for, it's vaguely tough, but please don't drop it. It's designed to sound impressive, but there's rarely any real tech spec behind it.
And that leads right to the sourcing, doesn't it?
It does. When we looked for this camera model, we found the exact same unit all over global platforms like AliExpress.
That's a pretty big sign that this is probably a dropship model.
Yeah.
So we should probably clarify what that means for you, the buyer. Dropshipping isn't, inherently bad.
No, not at all. But for a security camera, the impact is, well, it's pretty profound.
The company selling you the camera never actually handles it. They're just the online storefront.
A middleman. They connect you to a mass manufacturer. So quality control isn't being managed by the website you bought from or by a big name brand.
So the quality of the parts and the performance, it's not guaranteeing.
Not at all. And that explains why a lot of independent reviews find that the real-world performance just doesn't live up to those big, bold promises on the sales page. So if we tie all this together, the key takeaway is this. The main risk here probably isn't that you'll get an empty box.
Right.
It's that the item you do get might be a far more basic, maybe less reliable version than what was advertised, and then you're stuck in a frustrating loop trying to get a refund from a company that has hidden its identity.
That really puts the risk into perspective. So here's a final thought for you to consider. When you're looking at these heavily advertised products with a mixed reputation, how can you best manage your expectations and, protect yourself? Maybe by using secure payment methods that let you dispute a purchase if the product just doesn't deliver.
This has been an analysis of marketing claims and consumer transparency. This is educational commentary, and we're not intending to instruct you to take or avoid any purchase action.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.